An EPA-certified laboratory just detected PFAS, forever chemicals in some of America's most popular toilet paper brands. The same chemicals linked to cancer, thyroid disease, and immune system failure. But use the wrong role, and what you're really pressing against the most absorbent tissue on your body is chlorine byproducts, forever chemicals, and mold spores disguised as softness and comfort. For anyone on daily cholesterol medication or managing blood pressure with daily pills, those contaminants are entering your bloodstream through direct contact multiple times a day, silently compounding the exact problems you're paying to control. In this video, we're exposing 8 toilet paper brands that failed lab testing and safety standards, including 3 that most American households consider premium. Stay until the end, because we'll reveal the 5 brands that actually tested clean. Coming in at number 8, Scott 1000. The no-nonsense roll that promises more sheets per dollar. The practical choice for anyone watching their household budget. Scott has been in American bathrooms for decades because it feels responsible. It feels like the smart purchase. Here's what smart actually gets you. Scott 1000 is single-ply tissue made from virgin tree pulp. Not recycled, not bamboo, not sustainably sourced. Trees from industrial operations, bleached with chlorine. The EPA has documented that chlorine bleaching produces dioxins and furans. Both are classified as persistent environmental toxins. Persistent means they don't wash off. They don't break down in water. They accumulate in your tissue. They build in your body over years. Every single wipe, trace amounts of chlorine byproducts press directly against some of the thinnest, most vascular skin on your entire body. Now feel that texture. Run a single sheet between your fingers slowly. That rough, almost papery drag isn't economy. That's microabrasion waiting to happen against skin that's already sensitive. For anyone dealing with hemorrhoids or post-surgical sensitivity, or families using this on young children whose skin is still developing, those tiny scratches create entry points. Open doors for bacteria in the one place you can't afford an infection. Scott earned a consistent F rating from the NRDC for its environmental impact. No recycled content, no sustainable sourcing commitment, just virgin forest pulp, chlorine processing, and a marketing message that tells you you're being wise with your money. Wise with your money. Reckless with your body. The budget roll that costs nothing at the register and everything in the bathroom. And the brand ranked just above Scott has even more Americans convinced. At number 7, we have Angel Soft, one of the top-selling toilet papers in the entire country. The name alone promises comfort and care. Angel Soft, gentle enough for every member of the family. Manufactured by Georgia-Pacific, a subsidiary of Koch Industries, one of the largest privately held corporations in America. Revenue measured in the hundreds of billions. They could source the cleanest fiber on Earth. They could invest in modern chlorine-free processing. They could publish independent lab results. They chose the cheapest path instead. Angel Soft is made from 100% virgin forest fiber. The NRDC gave it an F, not once, consistently. Repeated, documented failure across multiple evaluation periods. But sustainability isn't what should scare you most. The chlorine-based bleaching process should. It's the same dioxin-producing method as Scott, but with one critical difference that makes it arguably worse. Angel Soft discloses almost nothing about chemical residues in its finished product. Nothing meaningful. No third-party testing published anywhere. No independent lab results shared with consumers. No transparency whatsoever about what remains after the bleaching is completed. You're trusting a Koch Industries subsidiary to tell you the truth about what's touching the most intimate areas of your body every single day. For people managing diabetes-related skin sensitivity or chronic urinary tract infections, or families with young children who are still learning bathroom hygiene on their own, the combination of undisclosed chemical residues and rough virgin fiber creates a daily gamble with tissue inflammation and recurrent infection. Angel Soft. Nothing angelic about the ingredients they won't disclose. Nothing soft about the consequences they won't acknowledge. The name sells the fantasy. The silence on lab testing tells the real story. You just saw what the budget brands are hiding behind low prices. So surely spending more gets you something cleaner and safer. Not even close. Number 6 is one people pay premium prices for. Quilted Northern Ultra Plush. 3-ply luxury. The quilted texture that feels like you're treating yourself to something special every time you reach for the roll. The toilet paper people upgrade to because they believe they deserve better quality. Here's what premium actually delivers. Independent disintegration tests show Quilted Northern Ultra Plush is one of the slowest toilet papers to break down in water. Drop a sheet in a glass of water and wait. Watch it carefully. It barely changes shape after minutes of soaking. It holds its full structure almost entirely, sitting in your plumbing, sitting against your skin, holding its entire chemical payload against tissue that absorbs everything it touches without discrimination. That quilted pattern is not just texture or aesthetics. It requires adhesive. Heavy quilting compounds bond the three plies together, using synthetic chemicals that most consumers never think about. Those chemicals are pressed directly into a product that contacts the most absorbent area of your body, multiple times every single day for years and decades. And the fiber itself is sourced from climate-critical boreal forests, ancient ecosystems harvested for three-ply bathroom comfort. The NRDC has flagged quilted northern repeatedly. The company keeps sourcing the same way. For people on blood thinners who bruise and tear more easily than they used to, or anyone managing chronic constipation who spends extended time and pressure in the bathroom, those synthetic adhesive residues create prolonged chemical contact with already irritated rectal and perineal tissue. The result is increased risk of contact dermatitis, a rash that cycles endlessly in a place you cannot ignore. Premium packaging, premium pricing, adhesive chemicals against your most vulnerable skin. That's what your upgrade bought you. A lot of people switched to this next brand thinking warehouse club quality and a trusted name meant safety. They were wrong. Number 5 is the warehouse club favorite, Kirkland's Signature from Costco. The enormous bulk pack everyone loads into their cart without a second thought because it's Costco, and Costco wouldn't sell anything dangerous. Costco has standards. Costco is reliable. Costco is different from everyone else. Kirkland's Signature toilet paper earned an F sustainability rating from the NRDC, Virgin Boreal Forest Fiber. The same failing grade as Scott, same as Angel Soft. Same as every budget brand you thought Costco was above. But here is what separates Kirkland from the rest of this list and makes it uniquely alarming: mold. Multiple consumers have documented finding visible mold growing inside factory-sealed Kirkland toilet paper packages. Not open packages forgotten in a damp basement for months. Sealed packages, from the warehouse shelf directly to the bathroom, with mold already established inside the plastic wrapping. Think carefully about what that means for your body. Mold spores pressed against genital and anal tissue. Mold spores thriving in the warmest, most moist environment on your body. The perfect breeding ground for fungal growth. For people with respiratory conditions like COPD who already fight. For every clear breath, or anyone managing seasonal allergies or asthma, mold spores from contaminated toilet paper can trigger allergic reactions and serious respiratory flare-ups from a product they assumed was completely harmless. For anyone with weakened immunity from daily medications, ongoing chemotherapy, or diabetes-related complications, mold exposure in your most vulnerable area creates infection risk that no Costco bulk discount justifies. Costco's golden reputation, your unquestioning trust. Mold in a sealed package. The wholesale deal that costs more than the receipt shows. Check your bathroom right now, because the next brand is in almost every American household. If this is helping you stay safer at the store, hit subscribe. It's free, and it means you'll never miss these investigations. This next one has a deeply loyal fan base that defends it passionately. What the independent lab results actually show is a very different story. Number 4. Cottonelle Ultra. Clean, fresh, confident. Kimberly-Clark's flagship bathroom brand, complete with companion flushable wipes and a marketing campaign built entirely around the concept that their product makes you cleaner than everything else on the shelf. The confident clean. Let's examine what that confidence is built on. Virgin wood pulp sourced from the boreal forest, chlorine processed, and a product that independent testing shows barely breaks down at all when submerged in water. Drop a sheet of Cottonelle Ultra in a glass and watch. It retains almost all of its original shape after extended soaking. It doesn't dissolve. It doesn't disintegrate the way toilet paper is supposed to. It sits there intact, holding every chemical residue from the bleaching process against whatever tissue it's touching for, as long as it stays in contact. For women managing postmenopausal vaginal dryness, that tissue is already thinner and more fragile, already far more susceptible to chemical irritation than it was decades ago. For anyone taking immunosuppressant medications after a transplant, or for autoimmune conditions, the chlorine byproducts pressing against highly vascular vulvar and perianal tissue create prolonged chemical exposure that the body can no longer efficiently process or filter. Generations of television commercials and consumer trust. Generations of families reaching for the same blue package without asking a single question about what's inside. Then, Momivation sent Charmin Ultra Soft to an EPA-certified laboratory. The results: 13 parts per million of organic fluorine detected. Organic fluorine is a marker for PFAS. The forever chemicals earn their name because they never break down. Not in the environment, not in your local water supply, not in landfills, not in your body, not ever. PFAS exposure is linked in peer-reviewed research to elevated cholesterol, thyroid disease, reduced immune response, and increased cancer risk. That is not speculation or internet fear-mongering. That is published, replicated science. And Consumer Reports ran disintegration tests across 21 major toilet paper brands. Charmin performed worst, dead last out of every brand tested. The toilet paper that refuses to dissolve is simultaneously carrying forever chemicals against tissue thin enough to absorb them directly into your bloodstream with zero barrier in between. Multiple times daily for decades of brand loyalty. For people managing cholesterol with daily statins or monitoring thyroid numbers carefully with their doctor. Or families whose children have used this product every single day since potty training. Those 13 parts per million enter the body through a direct absorption pathway that completely bypasses the digestive system. No stomach acid to break it down, no liver to filter it on first pass. Just direct absorption through the thinnest, most permeable skin on the human body. Enjoy the go. That's what Procter & Gamble spent billions making you remember. Not the PFAS, not the last place disintegration score, not the forever chemicals pressing against your most vulnerable tissue every single day. 13 parts per million. Zero transparency. The bears keep dancing. See the pattern forming? Budget brands cut corners with chlorine. Premium brands hide behind quilted patterns and dancing cartoon mascots. So where does that leave the eco-friendly labels that promise something different? Let's find out. Number 2, 7th generation 100% recycled. The green packaging. The sustainability mission printed on every wrapper. The brand that health-conscious shoppers reach for because doing the right thing for the planet should mean doing the right thing for your body. That logic seems airtight. It isn't. Momivation's EPA-certified lab testing found 7th generation had the highest PFAS contamination of any toilet paper brand tested in the entire study. 35 parts per million of organic fluorine, more than double what Charmin contained. Almost 4 times higher than Tushy. Higher than any brand on this list that doesn't even bother pretending to be clean or green. 35 parts per million of forever chemicals in the toilet paper people buy specifically because they want to avoid toxins. The highest contamination came from the greenest marketing, but it gets worse. Because 7th generation uses recycled paper, the product can also contain trace amounts of BPA, bisphenol A, a known endocrine disruptor that hitchhikes silently through the paper recycling stream. Thermal receipts from cash registers, old newspapers, contaminated cardboard packaging, all pulped together and pressed into smooth white sheets that contact your body at its most absorbent point multiple times every single day. For anyone already managing high blood pressure or elevated cholesterol with daily medication, the combined daily exposure to both PFAS and BPA through your most permeable tissue can worsen cardiovascular markers and disrupt thyroid function. For people taking hormone-related medications or managing menopause symptoms, the endocrine disruption from recycled BPA can silently counteract the very treatments they depend on to function normally. The green label promised safety. The lab delivered 35 parts per million. The eco-friendly choice turned out more toxic than the brands it claimed to replace. Drop a comment if 7th generation is in your bathroom right now. Let's see how many of us trusted that green label with our health. We're not done. The number 1 spot belongs to a brand that built its entire identity on being clean and chemical-free. What the lab found inside is the biggest betrayal on this entire list. Number 1, Tushy Bamboo Toilet Paper, the clean brand, the modern brand. The one marketed directly to the health-conscious consumer who reads labels, researches ingredients, and willingly pays a premium because chemical-free isn't just a shopping preference. It's a lifestyle choice. Tushy doesn't just sell toilet paper. They sell an identity. Clean bathroom, clean body, clean conscience. Purity is their entire promise, printed on every package and repeated across every advertisement. Then, Momivation's EPA-certified laboratory ran the actual tests. 10 parts per million of organic fluorine detected in Tushy's bamboo toilet paper. PFAS, forever chemicals. In the product that built its entire brand around the explicit promise of being non-toxic, pure, and safe. Tushy's marketing says clean living. The lab results say contaminated. That gap between promise and reality is not just misleading. It makes this the most dangerous entry on the entire list. Here is exactly why. The people who buy Tushy are not casual shoppers grabbing whatever is cheapest on the shelf. They are the consumers who already threw out their Charmin after reading about PFAS, already abandoned seventh generation despite the green label. They specifically researched alternatives and intentionally chose a product they believed was genuinely safe. And then they stopped looking. They lowered their guard entirely because the branding assured them the problem was solved. They trusted the marketing so deeply, they never thought to verify it with independent lab results. And every day, multiple times daily, they press a PFAS-containing product against tissue that absorbs chemicals directly into the bloodstream without any filtration. PFAS linked to kidney damage, immune suppression, elevated cholesterol, and increased cancer risk. For anyone who switched to Tushy specifically to protect their health, or families who chose this brand to shield their children from the exact chemicals it contains, the betrayal is total. You did the research. You paid more. You made the deliberate choice. And that choice contained forever chemicals the entire time. Clean branding, contaminated product. The brand that promised purity delivered PFAS. What's sitting in your bathroom right now? Tell us in the comments which of these 8 brands you've been trusting. You might be shocked how many of us picked the wrong role. That's 8 brands that failed you. But don't give up entirely. 5 brands prove it's still possible to find toilet paper that won't poison you. Safe pick 1. Kaboo tree-free bamboo bath tissue. No trees. No recycled paper carrying BPA from the waste stream. No virgin pulp harvested from ancient boreal forests. Kaboo uses a blend of bamboo and sugarcane bagasse instead, which eliminates the 2 most common sources of chemical contamination found in conventional toilet paper entirely. No boreal forest destruction feeding the supply chain. No recycling stream endocrine disruptors sneaking into the finished product. Lab testing showed non-detect levels of organic fluorine. Non-detect. That means the EPA-certified laboratory looked specifically for the PFAS marker that contaminated Charmin, 7th generation, and Tushy, and found absolutely nothing measurable. Kaboo uses elemental chlorine-free bleaching, a fundamentally different process that avoids the dioxin and furan production caused by conventional chlorine methods entirely. No added dyes, no BPA, no fragrances, no formaldehyde, nothing hidden. Anywhere in the fine print. Open the package and feel the difference immediately. The texture is smooth without being artificially slippery, soft without the synthetic cushion that comes from adhesive quilting, compounds bonding layers together. It feels like what toilet paper should have always felt like before the industry started engineering products with chemicals designed to trick your fingers into confusing toxic with luxurious. For people managing diabetes-related nerve sensitivity or chronic urinary tract infections, or anyone whose skin reacts to conventional toilet paper brands with unexplained redness and irritation, Kaboo's verified clean composition means 0 hidden irritants, aggravating already vulnerable and sensitive tissue. It breaks down properly in water the way bathroom products should. It costs roughly the same as the mid-range mainstream brands that actually failed independent lab testing. Safe doesn't mean expensive. It means properly informed. Safe pick 2. Plant paper bamboo toilet paper. Most brands test for total fluorine and call it sufficient. A single number on a single report. Plant paper went further than anyone else in the entire industry. They voluntarily tested for 28 individual PFAS compounds. Not just the fluorine marker that gives you one convenient number to wave around in marketing. The actual individual chemicals themselves, each tested separately and reported with full transparency. The results: 0 detections across all 28 compounds. Every single one came back clean. Published openly for any consumer to review and verify on their own. That level of detailed, voluntary testing does not happen by accident or for show. It happens when a company genuinely wants to know what's in its product and is confident enough to show you the honest answer without hedging. Plant paper uses FSC-certified bamboo sourced responsibly, completely unbleached, meaning 0 bleaching chemicals of any kind touch the product during any stage of the manufacturing process from raw fiber to finished roll. No dyes, no fragrances, no BPA, no formaldehyde. Lab results updated as recently as April 2025, not buried data from testing done years ago. and never revisited. Hold a sheet up to the light and notice the natural warm color, an honest off-white that hasn't been chemically stripped and processed into artificial brightness, designed to signal cleanliness. It doesn't actually possess. That is what genuinely clean toilet paper actually looks like. For anyone taking daily blood pressure or cholesterol medications, or families actively managing thyroid conditions with their doctor, plant paper eliminates the risk of PFAS-driven cholesterol elevation and thyroid disruption that can silently counteract the prescription drugs you're already paying for every single month. Your medication fights to bring your numbers down. Your toilet paper should never be working against it. Safe pick 3. Better Way Organic Bamboo Toilet Paper. Unbleached means zero bleaching chemicals of any kind. Not elemental chlorine free, which is better but still involves processing agents. Not reduced chlorine, which is just less poison. Absolute zero chemical bleaching at any stage. Better Way's unbleached version earned one of the highest sustainability ratings the NRDC has ever awarded in the entire toilet paper category. That is a genuinely rare achievement in an industry where brand after brand earns consistent failing grades across every evaluation period. Made from 100% organically grown, FSC-certified bamboo. Independently verified free of dyes, inks, scents, BPA, and formaldehyde through published third-party testing. The organic certification covers the actual bamboo fiber itself, not just clever marketing language printed on the outside of the wrapper to justify a price increase. Feel the texture carefully between your fingers. Unbleached bamboo has a natural softness that requires absolutely no chemical enhancement to achieve. It's gentle on contact because of what it is intrinsically as a plant fiber, not because of what synthetic compounds have been sprayed onto it or chemically bonded into it during factory processing. For people managing autoimmune conditions or carrying weakened immunity from ongoing chemotherapy treatments, or anyone whose body simply cannot tolerate one more unnecessary source of chemical exposure added to their already demanding daily routine, Better Way's completely unbleached and organic composition delivers the lowest possible chemical burden of any toilet paper currently available on the American market. When your immune system is already fighting battles on multiple fronts simultaneously, your bathroom products should not be opening yet another battlefield against your body. Better Way asks your body to process nothing except clean organic bamboo fiber. Nothing synthetic, nothing undisclosed, nothing that your already overtaxed organs need to filter. Safe. Pick 4. Real bamboo toilet paper. Accessibility matters more than most people realize. The cleanest toilet paper in the world is completely useless if you can't actually find it without navigating obscure subscription services and specialty health websites. Real solved that problem by becoming one of the first bamboo toilet paper brands to achieve genuine mainstream retail availability across major American stores. You can buy it at Target during your normal weekly shopping trip. You can order it on Amazon with everything else in your cart. No specialty subscriptions. No driving across town to niche health food stores. Verified safe toilet paper sitting on a shelf you already visit every single week. Momovation's EPA-certified lab testing confirmed non-detect levels of organic fluorine in Real. FSC-certified bamboo. Fragrance-free, dye-free, BPA-free. The same clean laboratory profile as the boutique brands, but at a realistic price point and distribution model that makes switching from toxic brands genuinely painless and practical. Tear a sheet off the roll. It feels substantial without being artificially thick from quilting adhesives. It breaks down properly in water without leaving chemical residues pressed against your skin. It does exactly what toilet paper is supposed to do, and nothing harmful beyond that. For anyone who wants a verified, safer product without redesigning their entire shopping routine, or families looking to protect every member of the household without paying premium subscription pricing, Real offers PFAS-free protection at a price that won't force you to choose between your health and your budget. Safe Pick 5. Seedling by Grove Collaborative. Transparency is not a marketing buzzword for Grove Collaborative. It is a foundational business model the company committed to publicly and maintains across every product they sell. Full ingredient disclosure on their entire product line. Not partial, not asterisked with exceptions. Complete, open, verifiable transparency available to every customer. Seedling toilet paper is made from FSC-certified bamboo, with completely plastic-free packaging from the individual roll wrapper to the shipping box. Independent lab testing confirmed non-detect organic fluorine levels. The product is verified free of chlorine bleach, PFAS, dyes, and fragrances. Grove offsets carbon emissions from every shipment they deliver. But what matters most for your health truth isn't the packaging or the carbon offsets. It's what is not in the product touching your body. After 2 or 3 decades of daily conventional toilet paper use with brands like Charmin, Cottonelle, and Scott, the cumulative chemical exposure adds up silently inside your organs. Your liver, your kidneys, and your endocrine system have been processing trace chemical contaminants from every single roll for 20, 30, even 40 years of brand loyalty. These are filtering organs that become progressively less efficient as you age. Seedling stops adding to that accumulated burden the moment you make the switch. For people concerned about what decades of conventional toilet paper exposure has already deposited quietly in their body, Seedling offers a verified clean product that reduces the ongoing toxic load on systems already working harder than they used to. Your body has been filtering enough chemicals. Seedling finally gives it a rest. 8 brands exposed, 5 clean alternatives verified. Go check your bathroom right now. Subscribe now, and if you're watching on TV, tap your remote so you never get blindsided again.